we really gather to bear witness to the creation of a project that promises to deepen the understanding of the intersection of neuroscience and the law. And I'm pleased to announce that the MacArthur Foundation has made an initial commitment of $10 million to establish the Law and Neuroscience Project. The project we launched today illustrates three themes that thread through everything we do. A commitment to justice, a belief in the importance of empirical and applied research, and the faith that we can build a better future. MacArthur recently sought advice from 100 of the best minds in the country, many of them MacArthur Fellows. We asked them to identify an emerging issue, trend, problem, or opportunity that called for timely attention and for some investment. A letter from Stanford neurobiologist Robert Sapolsky riveted our attention on the astonishing advances neuroscience has made in recent decades. Neuroscience is on the brink of discovering how human brains enable the phenomenon of consciousness, what physical processes lie behind the way we reason, plan, and regulate our social and emotional behaviors. And yet the criminal justice system, for which responsibility, motivation, and culpability are indispensable concepts, has not yet taken a complete or full account of this research, and how could it, because the research is evolving as we speak. Professor Sapolsky challenged us to bring law and neuroscience together. And as we thought about this idea, among many others that came to us, we did our homework, and a recent sort of scan of literature just in the last few years told us that the time was right to accept that challenge. And I cite here just a sample of some articles that some of you may have read from Scientific American Mind. Brain scans go legal. From the New York Times, free will, now you have it, now you don't. The Brain on the Stand, How Neuroscience is Transforming the Legal System, from the New York Times Magazine in March of this year. Or from The Record, published by the Association of the Bar of New York, Are Your Thoughts Your Own? Neuroprivacy and the Legal Implications of Brain Imaging. Well, these thoughtful articles raised plenty of questions and made it really clear to us that there was a job ahead to find some reliable answers. And those answers will come by bringing neuroscientists and the legal profession together to explore how new developments in science can improve the system of justice and how legal questions can inform the work of neuroscientists.
A few days ago, the Supreme Court set its agenda for this year, and at least half of the cases that were summarized in the press will intersect with the work of this project. As you will see, our overall project supports 3 networks, and each network is forming working groups to focus on specific problems. Our work on criminal responsibility as a function of diminished brains could affect sentencing child rapists to death. The fundamental question of how abnormal brain states should or should not play a role in such matters is overarching to our entire program. Another issue before the court's docket this year are the rights of accused terrorists held overseas by the U.S. government and whether the federal courts will have a say in how these prisoners will be tried before military commissions. This topic is potentially relevant to neuroscience. If, for example, neural lie detection is used in military trials because different rules of evidence may apply, or if military judges and jurors are likely to be biased against defendants in such cases. The working groups that we've established on lie detection and psychological bias in the courtroom become extremely relevant. The court is also looking at the 100-to-1 disparity in federal sentencing for defendants and crack cocaine users who get far harsher prison terms than powder cocaine dealers and users. Again, this is clearly relevant to our neuroscience and our network on addiction. What does it mean to be addicted from a brain science point of view? What does it mean to have a compulsion under the influence of drugs? What are the concepts of retribution and treatment that should apply in these situations? These are all relevant topics.